Hi, my name is Christy Walker. I am a Catholic life coach and I am also a recovering alcoholic. Today, I thought I would take a break from the silly reels that I do and actually share my experience, strength, and hope with you today. So I am going just to give you the really short Cliff Note version. Soon, I am going to be doing a podcast and starting my YouTube channel where I'll share my whole story, maybe in bits and pieces because it's really long and there's different aspects to it. So I don't know. I'm still trying to kind of feel that out. But today I want to again share my experience, strength, and hope of recovery, my recovery story with you. So just a little background on my experience. I started drinking. Actually, I got my first real drunk when I was a freshman in high school. And that just kind of lit a fire in me to want to drink. I would seek out parties or people or situations where there was going to be alcohol present. I had a friend whose mom would let us drink at her house. She would buy us wine coolers and that kind of thing. So I would drink at her house. And then as we got older, towards junior and senior year, we would have friends that would go spot beer at the local grocery store. And one of my friends, her parents were always out of town. So we would stay the night at her house. Our friends would spot beer for us, have any of you heard of Purple Passion? It probably pickled my organs. I don't know. It's gotta be bad. But anyway, so that's what I would always get. And we would go back to her house and just drink and listen to music and smoke cigarettes. And, looking back, it wasn't fun at all, but I didn't really care about that. I just wanted to get drunk. That was what was coming up for me at that time, I guess. After graduation, I continued to seek out people who drank and I would hang out with them. We would party. We would go to different people's houses. I was able to sneak into bars at a very young age, which anybody who knows me, when I was in my late teens, I looked super young. So I don't know why or how I was let into bars, but I was. And then I kept drinking. My family moved from Idaho to Oregon, and that was good. That was a good move for a while, and I didn't drink for a period of time because I didn't know anybody that could get me alcohol. And but soon I started connecting with people through work, and was able to go to parties and do stuff where drinking was present. And I liked doing that at that time. Eventually, I'd have roommates. My roommates would be like, Christy, you have a drinking problem. I would try hiding it from them. They would still drink with me though, so I didn't think it was that big of a deal. We would have it in our house. When I turned 21, it got worse because I could buy my own alcohol and I didn't have to depend on other people to help supply that for me or get it for me. So I just drank even more. A lot of people, my coworkers and managers at my job were like, Christy, you need to get a handle on this or you're going to get fired because you're showing up late and you're not coming in or you're totally hungover. I had friends that were telling me, you have a drinking problem. I mean, when your drinking buddies are telling you have a drinking problem, you probably have a drinking problem. And so I took notice and I sought out outpatient treatment for alcohol addiction. I was the youngest person there, and it was not a pleasant situation at all. So as soon as outpatient treatment stopped, and I knew I wasn't going to have urine testing, to see if I had drank. Then I started drinking again. Finally, just decided it was the Holy Spirit, but I was like, okay, this is it. On February 25th, 1997, I bought alcohol, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to drink as much as I can. And after that, I'm going to wake up and I am never drinking again. My last night drinking was not fun. It was not spent partying with friends or at a concert or, line dancing at the local bar, which is something I love to do. It was me with myself and my thoughts, drinking until I passed out. So I woke up on February 26th, 1997, and that was the very last day that I ever consumed alcohol. I did go to AA meetings. My mom's friend, who had been sober for a super long time, she took me to my very first AA meeting, and then she told me, like, you're going to have to do this. You have to figure out where the AA meetings are in your area. You're going to have to get yourself there. You need to do this. You need to go to a meeting every single day, if you can, for 90 days. And I don't know if I did a meeting every single day for 90 days, but it was pretty close, if not. And I did go to AA meetings. When I would tell my story, I would always say, if I had to get myself in here on my own power, I would not even be in here. I'd probably still be in my car or in a bar. But because God is with me and He is carrying me into these rooms, I am here today to tell my story. I had to set boundaries and cut off all relationships, like friendships and everything that I had before getting sober. And but I feel like God placed Him in my life at that time because it was a good situation for me in some respects, and it helped me to break off other relationships, unhealthy drinking relationships. That I was in a state of feeling like I didn't belong anywhere and I didn't fit in anywhere. I did tell people all the time, like, I'm a recovering alcoholic, I don't drink, and I would probably overshare a lot, but I really wanted people to know. And so I got really humble and just started telling people, like, this is it. And I was very open with my struggles and my sobriety, and just let people know all the time about that. To the point where life started getting really good. I met my husband. I had a good job. Then we started having our amazing kids. Like, I was living the life that I have always dreamed of. And not that things were perfect by any means, but I just lived a life that I had wanted, and we were building a life together. But all the while, I was, I was drinking non-alcoholic, like beer and stuff sometimes, which I was told in AA that you don't want to do that because it's a trigger. But I think now people have kind of changed their philosophy on that and thoughts on that, about drinking like virgin drinks or non-alcoholic beers or wines or, whatever. But back then I thought, people that are recovering, I don't really fit in with them because they think what I'm doing is wrong. They think I'm a dry drunk. And I didn't really fit in with the other people because they're like, she doesn't drink, she's different. There's something wrong with her. So I didn't really feel like I fit in anywhere. Like, I felt very alone. So I just kind of held that in. And I stopped telling people that I was a recovering alcoholic. Every once in a while, when the Spirit moved me, I would tell somebody. And I feel like those were good moments and right moments when the Holy Spirit was telling me, like, you need to share your story to this person. And I would do that. But I wasn't doing it on a regular basis. And I mean, my mom, every single year, my mom and my husband remember my sobriety date. I can't tell you how many years I didn't even think about it. Like, not at all. I'm grateful for my sobriety, but I never like celebrated the day really. But then this year in February, my mom got me, she's like, oh, congratulations, it's your sobriety date. I think I was sick. And, but she said, I have something for you. I'll just leave it on your doorstep. And so I was like, okay. She had gotten me a 25-year coin and like a little plant. And I was just like, oh my gosh, that's so sweet. Has it really been 25 years? And you know, I can't believe that I didn't really even think about it. That changed some things for me because I had started thinking about what I needed to do. I mean, I had always thought like, oh, I should be helping women in recovery. But I didn't really want to, you know, become a chemical dependency counselor. And I had asked about maybe speaking at, you know, like women's recovery, in a women's recovery group. It's not a group. It was like I don't know. It was like a retreat weekend. And I was going to do that, but they had all these like certain regulations and things that they wanted me to do or talk about. And I wasn't really interested in doing that. So I had just kind of like put it to the side. And then this year I started working with a business coach. I am a digital marketing professional. I own my own business and I started it like over 12 years ago. So I thought I was hiring her to help me with that. But in the background for the past like 4 or 5 years, running in my head is like, you need to do something that's faith, you know, that's faith related, that helps people. You need to do something. I am super passionate about spiritual gifts, and that I think everybody should know what their spiritual gifts are so that they can hear God's call for their life, understand what God's calling them to do, and realize that they're empowered, supernaturally empowered by God to do the work that He has set for them. So, yeah, so I was working with my business coach and it just came up, you know, she has helped me invite the Holy Spirit into my business, which is something I've never done before. And I realized what God is calling me to. All these little, you know, when you like look back and you're like, oh, you know, all those little God winks. And I realized what God is calling me to is to work with women in recovery and let them know just how special they are, how loved they are, that the church wants them back, that they can live a life of purpose, that they can have a life of abundance, and whatever that vision is for their life, they can attain that because God has placed that desire on their heart for a reason. So I guess that's it for me. I feel like I've gone on and on. I have. It's been almost 20 minutes. So if you listen this long, I love you. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions, feel free to DM me. I'm here for you. So God bless.